What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another knife therapy episode. Man, I have literally tried to film this video like 15 times. My phone kept blowing up. People kept texting me. I had to put the thing in airplane mode just so hopefully we can get this video done. So, in light of a tsunami, hurricane, anything like that, maybe we can knock this thing out. So, just to jump in, this is the Great Eastern Cutlery. This is their 86 pattern. It's new for them. This is the oil-filled jack. So this knife I've been carrying for some time now, guys. It has been out for a little bit. Great overall knife. A couple of quick confessions. I've been into traditional knives for some time now, and I have failed to share those experiences with you on the channel. But that will change as of today. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think down below. And the other confession I have is that I am not the know-it-all when it comes to traditional pocket knives. So I have a great appreciation for this. I have a great appreciation for how these are manufactured and made. Also the history behind the traditional pocket knives in the United States, at least. My grandpa carried one every single day. I used that, played with that when I was younger. So it's really come full circle for me when I got into traditional pocket knives for myself, and carrying a knife like this, very similar in the two-bladed traditional knife like he carried back then, brings back such great memories of my childhood with my grandpa. So that is awesome in itself. As always, guys, let's get a few stats out of the way on this thing. The overall length they're saying is 6.93 inches with a blade length of 3.06 inches. The handle length is coming in at 3.87 inches. And the weight, very impressively, even though it feels a little heavier than this, is 3.7 ounces. So the bolsters are brushed nickel silver on this. Typically, from the way I understand it and what you mostly see from Great Eastern Cutlery, is polished hardware, polished blades, especially on the Northfield line of knives coming out of that. This is from the Tidiute line out of Titusville, Pennsylvania. So they have a great history, great track record of making knives down there in Titusville. And before I forget, look at this perfect centering. So my experience with traditional knives, it's very uncommon to see both blades in a two-bladed knife to be perfectly centered. Normally one or the other is going to be off somehow. They nailed it on this 86 oil-filled jack. It is amazing. So this knife does have a little bit of weight to it. You do feel it in your pocket. However, it is very nice to carry. The pull on the made blade, as you just saw there, I would rate it around a 6. It's a nice, decent pull. And on the secondary blade, I'd give it a conservative 5 there. It is definitely a lighter pull on the secondary blade. And on this, you have a sheep's foot secondary and you have a clip point main blade. One thing I did not do, and we can take a look at right now, is we can look at the packaging. So these Great Eastern Cutleries, man, come in such cool packaging, such graphic design, like amazing job on these sleeves that the knives ship to you in. So on these oil-filled jacks, you're going to get this old oil rig here, picture on the front. You're actually going to have the PPP logo there. It's going to tell you it's 1095 carbon steel. The actual address that this knife was made at. This is not a serialized knife. It's not an SFO or anything like that. There it is. It's an 86. One for the blade pattern. The 2 is for how many blades the knife has in it. And this is made in 2019, and you can see it's sucker rod wood. So that's an interesting point to make, that this knife is a jackknife, and what that means, if you're not familiar, is that the two blades come out of one end of the handle. Also, the fit and finish on this is outstanding. And when I mean outstanding, it is perfect. There is absolutely no transition from the bolsters to the handle material. Very, very well done. You're going to have guys, I watched several videos of guys on YouTube talk about this knife, and a very common theme is that the brushed bolsters tend to hide wear better, and from my experience, that's not the case. And with that, we're going to jump into size comparisons. I want to explain this to you, and hopefully you can visually see this. This is also a brushed bolster 92 Eureka Jack in green micarta. And if you can see on this, see those scratches, the wear right there, it almost, when you get a bunch of scratches, it almost polishes the bolster in a way, which exemplifies the wear. I don't mind it. I think it looks super cool. Not like a fully polished bolster where all you see is scratches. I do probably, if you're going to say hide wear, I prefer the polished look more so. However, for a carry knife, the brushed, in my opinion, looks way better. Another Great Eastern coloring that I brought out for you to show today is also a pattern production premiere. This is a 97. Much, much bigger knife. This has polished bolsters. As you can see, it hasn't been carried a whole lot. However, it does have a few scratches on it. This is the beaver tail version. It's got a little beaver shield in it. Super, super cool. Very, very happy with the quality that Great Eastern Cutlery has been putting out. Very, very pleased with it. And this 86 is no different. So I'm going to show you a couple of modern traditional pocket knives. You've seen this on the channel. This was the first video I've ever posted on Knife Therapy. Is also one of the 2 knives I carried at my wedding. So I'm very, very fond of this knife. This is the Enrique Pena designed through his X series. This is the Bronco. Super, super cool knife. Much more modern steel, as you would expect with a modern traditional pocket knife. And this is the JE made slip joint. Great knives. As you can see, this is the overall size that I typically go for in any type of traditional knife. It's great in my pocket as a secondary blade, but it's also big enough that you can carry it as a main blade. So that's awesome, especially when you have this 2-bladed setup. You have your box package opener, and then you can use this for the bigger blade for any other tasks that you do during your day. So guys, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching. We're almost at 70 subscribers. We're killing it. The channel is booming. I'm loving life. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. And as always, I'll see you next week.